December 2016 was pretty good for the mobile games, and we have the best free ones right here for you. I'm Falcon, and today on GameRanks, we're bringing you the top 10 free iOS and Android games of December 2016. Quick note, these are the free games for the month. We also have a video detailing the best new paid games of the month that is already out. Number 10 is Galaxy on Fire 3 Manticore, which if you've kept up with this series at all, this is the prettiest one, period. But if not, it is a space shooter. You probably could tell that, but it's pretty much the premier space shooting mobile series, as far as I'm concerned. It's a series that has grown up with the platform. It takes advantage of the mobile controls very well using accelerometer, if you so choose to, and the graphics are pretty much second to none with just about every mobile title. It is seriously one of the prettiest games that you're gonna see on mobile. And yes, because it is space, it is a little bit easier to do that, but in all seriousness, it's amazing what phones can do. It's a great game, features a lot of social elements, and it has really responsive, phenomenally good controls. Number 9 is Silly Sausage Doggy Dessert, which seems at first glance to maybe be a platformer, but it is actually kind of a centipede style game with a more platformy looking level-based mechanic, and to be completely honest about this, it's a pretty damn good game. It looks goofy as hell, it has a weird name, but it has a really good level design. Pretty much everything is food themed in the game, which I tend to find as somewhat of a wary point with games, but this is one of those ones where it doesn't matter at all. It's fantastic. It's a great game. Lots of stuff will remind you of platforming, but you're just playing with a slightly different mechanic. It really works out well. It's a really cool game. I was pleasantly surprised. Number 8, Fast Food Rampage, another game based around food that is shockingly good. It seems this month everybody decided that it was time to make food-themed games that have nothing to do with food and make them good. This one, an arcade shooter that feels a little bit like Retro City Rampage to me, and looks a little bit like Paperboy, if Paperboy were a lot more colorful, anyway, and violent. Except for not really violent, because it's food. It's one of those games where I think kinda throws back to the 1990s in themes, and especially in graphic style, and kinda nails it. It's not just like nostalgia that makes me like this game. This is a very good game. I enjoy the hell out of it. Number 7, Tiny Rails is kind of a mix between, say, Theme Park and Super Nintendo Sim City, with kind of a gorgeous pixel art American journey. I don't know how to put it other than that. Like, you don't actually travel America yourself, your train does, but you get to see a lot of the sights and they're gorgeous. It does look very much like a Super Nintendo game if Super Nintendo suddenly became a 32-bit machine, and it really feels like a Maxis game to me. Sort of giving you the choice of being very active in the game or just kind of letting it play itself. You can really just watch the engine go if you want. The train keeps going while you aren't playing, so when you come back, it's somewhere. You never know. But you get to build a different train, customize the different cars, the engine itself, and eventually, obviously, have a very nice train or a very goofy train if you so desire. It's a different game. Like, I have to say that. You don't often get stuff like this. This is a good game. Like, it's cool. I was excited to play it, and I genuinely enjoy it. Number 6 is Grumpy Cat's worst game ever, and frankly, this has all the makings of actually being the worst game ever, but miraculously is our 6th best game. How does it do that? By actually being fun. First off, when I see Grumpy Cat, I make basically the Grumpy Cat face. I'm not a fan, but this game itself is really good. Like, as far as the minigame collections go, this is pretty much a top-notch, well-made, actually good-looking, chip-tune-filled sort of Mario Party-style romp that works. Number 5 is Dawn of the Titans, which pretty much takes exactly what it sounds like and turns it into one of the better action strategy games I've ever seen on mobile. And the thing that's great about it is that it kind of comes off like, well, when you get onto the App Store, it talks about its graphics nonstop. And it has good reason to. This has amazing graphics. But it's not just a great graphics demonstration. It really plays great. The action strategy, it has such a different style of control with your touch style movement and commands. Like, it's very simple, but at the same time, it provides a lot of opportunities to make complex strategical decisions. I really like this game. This is a strategy game you gotta try, because I think it's something that might blow your mind a little bit. And I think that's kind of what we all want from these types of games. It's really fun too, like seriously, it's a ton of fun. Number 4 is Super Mario Run, which is the best one-tap game, period. Like, I don't know what to say other than that. The game is phenomenal. It is so well designed, has the best level design I've played in a single tap, infinite running style game, and somehow manages to make the game more complex than any of the other ones that I've played. It's shocking because this is Nintendo's first real mobile game. Miitomo was not a real game, let's be honest. And Super Mario Run nails it just so many ways. I can't express to you how much I like Super Mario Run. And although it's exclusive on iPhone right now, it will be coming to Android, and we will be talking about it. Because if it is anything as good as the iPhone version, and it most likely will be, it's gonna be freaking awesome, because this game is freaking awesome. Number 3 is Hilltop Racing 2, which brings all of the really good physics-based racing action that they have created in the first game and brings in a multiplayer element. Of course, it's been tightened up a little bit. I think it plays a little better than the first game, but the main reason to have this over the first game is the fact you can play with other people now. And it changes the races quite a bit if you've played the first one, but if you were a fan of the original distance-based gameplay, that is also here. The graphics are vastly improved from the first game, which was a little rudimentary. This one gets a little bit more detailed, although retains a nice cartoony look on everything. It's cool because it's not a normal racing game. Everything's gone kind of hyper real, and it's nice to have something that's kind of maybe a little more fun and goofy. Number 2 is Tap Titans 2, which gives you sort of a tap/RPG type game. It sort of brings all of the less exciting elements out of the RPG and keeps you in a more sort of arcade RPG type experience where it's all non-stop action. You play as the Sword Master, you pretty much take on a bunch of different, wait for it, Titans, as the title says, and you tap to defeat them. It has a lot of unlocks in it. It's not overbearing with the free-to-play elements, shockingly enough. And although it's not a massive difference from the first game, I will say, that's kind of the only downside. These games really play very well and are a lot of fun. And competing with other players in a sort of RPG-style environment, I don't know, for whatever reason, I've really enjoyed the development of that everywhere, and this game implements it really well. And finally, number 1 is Distraint, which if you are a PC pixel art horror fan, you probably already know about. That being said, this game was kind of custom made for mobile. I'm surprised it wasn't here already because it really comes off well. It's a horror game with very detailed pixel art graphics. Now that, I know, sounds like a misnomer, but hear me out. Sometimes limitations give you room, and this is the type of game where the graphics are exactly that. It's actually really scary. The atmosphere is pulled off in what just seems like an effortless way. This is like, as far as I'm concerned, it's very hard to do horror games with unrealistic graphics, and Distraint is just like, it is there. It's got a nice minimalist interface, and there's some good dark humor thrown in. Believe me, good horror needs personality, and there's a ton of it in Distraint. What was your favorite free mobile title this week? Let's talk about that in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, and if you're not subscribed, now is a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day, and we want to thank you so much for watching this one. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter @FalconTheHero, and we'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.